Remember All Out 2021? I do, because I was there. I was at the Now Arena. The electric crowd, breathtaking matches, unforgettable moments, CM Punk wrestling his first match in 10 years, Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole debuting in the company when it was all rumored. What a night. Fast forward to today. CM Punk is now in the WWE. Bryan Danielson is retired, and Adam Cole has had an unfortunate spell of incidents and bad booking and just bad luck. I went to Full Gear this year, 2024, at the Prudential Center in Newark. And when I think about what AEW used to be and what it is now, it honestly makes me upset. And my biggest complaint about AEW is that when they first started, it was deemed to be the alternative. It was supposed to be the alternative to the WWE style that wasn't working, people didn't like, and I really, really fucked with that idea, especially in the beginning. Skip forward 5, 6 years, and they're doing a lot of the storylines that feel like old WWE storylines that didn't work, and the matches, while are still great, the experience overall when you go to one of these events, it lets you kind of down. And one of the main things that the reasons why I'm saying this is because when I went to go see Full Gear, Tony Khan forgot to turn on the fucking Jumbotrons. And I don't know if this is the Prudential Center's fault or if it was Tony Khan's fault or if it was the production team's fault. But when you are the second biggest wrestling company in the world, you need to start really, really committing to the production levels. If you looked on Twitter after Full Gear, everyone was complaining that Newark should not host another show, that they were very lame, that they weren't excited to watch the matches, and none of that is true. I will tell you, as someone that was there, at least 4,000 of us, maybe I'm being okay, yeah, I'm definitely exaggerating, but at least over 2,000 of us couldn't see anything that was going on in the ring because the Jumbotrons weren't on. And I know what you're saying. Havoc, next time, stop being a cheap fuck. How about you buy tickets in a spot where you will be able to see the action? And my retort to that would be great, but as I said before, I haven't necessarily been the biggest AEW fan. I was going there just to try to have a fun time and experience the show while still being there and not necessarily caring about having the best seats. But when you are there and you decide to have any seat, if the Jumbotrons are on, yeah, sure, you might not be able to see exactly what's going on in the ring, but you could always look at the big screen and experience everything, experience the pops, experience the vibrations and the electric crowd in person. That is the point of going to see one of these live events. And unfortunately, they dropped the ball. And they dropped the ball really heavily when it comes to this event. So let's get into the card. The first match, let me be honest, by the time that we get to our seats, we didn't get to see it. It was Deanna Peruso versus Anna Jay. We sat down. Anna Jay was victorious. I assume it was a good match. They performed under a half-empty crowd. It was a bit surprising considering I thought Deanna Peruso was going to choke out Anna Jay the same way that CM Punk choked out her boyfriend. The next match, though, Buddy Matthews versus Deontay Martin or Dante Martin versus the Beast Mortos versus Commandor. Look, guys, like I said, I don't watch the product that much. This is very embarrassing. But fuck, holy shit, what a Giga Chad Buddy Matthews is. I really enjoyed this match. It was a high flying, chaotic 4-way match. And at this point, I'm saying this is going to be a great night because While the Jumbotrons weren't on, I thought, well, maybe it's the pre-show and this isn't necessarily what's going to happen during the main show. The next match, though, was unfortunately, and well, fortunately for me, the greatest fucking experience watching Big Boom AJ versus QT Marshall. I thought the match was short, it was great. It was I give it one big boom. I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was a cool match, and it's really nice seeing someone that hasn't had an experience to wrestle in the past 20 years come back. And you could tell this guy Big AJ, he's an old school guy. You could tell by how he delivers his punches, and he just gets it. He understands what it is. He understands how to deliver this match. Apparently the guy broke his leg during the match and he still ended up finishing it. That is dedication to your craft. The way he marketed this match, everyone knew about it, and their popularity online really shined. I thought this was really well done. When the Rizzler came out, he got a huge pop. And again, you're gonna hear me say it a million times. If the Jumbotrons were on every single time that we could see him deliver the wrist face, the pop would have been out of this world. But unfortunately, like I said, AEW dropped the ball on that. The match finishes by Big AJ. Sorry, not Big AJ. Big Justice, his son, spearing QT Marshall, who needs to be talked about more. QT Marshall was a great heel during this. He was trying to deliver the doom, and I loved it. It was fun. It was everything I like in a event like this, and it was cool to see these guys from New Jersey getting the love that they deserve from a hot crowd that just loved them and wanted them to be there. So that was the end of the pre-show, and now we realized, oh, this is the main show. This is now Full Gear. And to our dismay, no, the Jumbotron did not come on. It was Private Party. They retained their world championship in a four-way match. It was okay. It was too chaotic. I think the right people won. There's not much I could say about this match. I think Private Party is finally getting the run that they deserve, and I'm happy to see them growing as a tag team and seeing what they could do in the future. I thought it was a cool match, but not much to write home about. The next match, MJF versus Roderick Strong. And oh, brother, this MJF is another one of these guys that I'm just disappointed with. And obviously, he doesn't give a fuck. He's making millions of dollars. He doesn't care what this nerd on the internet says about him. But I really think when you compare the position that he used to be in just a year ago, let's say a year and a half ago, before the Adam Cole thing, and the position he's in now, his character and the storyline, it just needs to be dropped already. The crowd wasn't feeling it, and I don't even want to blame the Jumbotron for this one. But at the end, when Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole come out to try to save Roderick Strong, we didn't even really know what was going on. And this is when the guy next to me asked me, "Hey, can you see what the hell's going on?" And I go, "I think Kyle O'Reilly is talking to Adam Cole. We can't hear what's going on." So we were kind of in the dark. Okay, match ending. Like I said, this Adam Cole storyline, this needs to be, just hang it up already. Either wait until MJF is completely back from his filming, or just drop it already because it's just not working. The match after that was Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Monet. And guys, I'm sick and tired of the CEO. I don't like her entrance. I don't really care about her lethargic roll up victory. I hated this match so much to the point where I went and grabbed a beer and went to use the bathroom because I couldn't watch it anymore. It was boring. I don't have much to say about this, but the crowd's reaction kind of speaks for itself. I just want Statlander to win. I'm kind of sick of Mercedes Monet. I know she's the highest paid women in the company, and fine, sure, but at a certain point, let's do something different, guys. Come on. The match after that was Switchblade Jay White, Hangman Adam Page. Good match. I enjoy this match. Of course, how can you have these two guys in the ring and not have a good match? It's impossible. But one of the main problems with this was during the entire time that we were there, the crowd didn't know who to chant for. We don't really know who the face or the heel was. So Jay White was getting booed, and this is why it's important to have roles in wrestling. It's important to have roles in life, let alone in professional wrestling. Um, I thought it was a great match though, regardless of all that. And sure, it ties in with the end, which was cool. So I'm enjoying it. I thought it was good, and we'll see what happens with that when we talk about the end of the show. And then, of course, we had the 5-star Uncle David Classic, Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. And no, I don't say this sarcastically. This match was phenomenal. And maybe if I was watching it on my TV, I wouldn't have cared about it as much as in person. Even without the Jumbotron, I thought this was a great match. They did overthrow all the moves. They power drove themselves into fucking oblivion. At one point, Kyle Fletcher power drives Will Ospreay from the ring apron into the steel steps, and somehow Ospreay kicks out at 2. I'm nitpicking, but this was the match of the night, and at this point I'm going, okay, this is fun. This is the reason why AEW is as big as it is these 5-star bangers that they throw at you that just make everything seem like, wow, this is important, this is big. And this match, even without me knowing the story behind it, I know that they were teammates and all this. It didn't matter, because when you're there live, it was a great experience nonetheless. But yeah, I thought this was a good match, and I appreciate what these guys do. I think Will Ospreay is the greatest wrestler in the world right now, and I know that's a big nerdy Uncle Meltzer take, but it's what I feel personally. I think every time he's in the ring, I always enjoy it. I love his moveset, and honestly, I think I'm happy that he wasn't around when I was a little kid, because I would have been hitting all my friends with the hidden blade and probably giving them CTE that they would never recover from. And then we had Mariah May's Champagne Celebration. And what the fuck, guys? This was the moment I fucking lost my fucking mind. Because how are you gonna have a segment where it's on the ramp and we can't see absolutely anything? And at this point, the crowd is chanting, "Turn the screen on, turn the screen on," doing their best, their best efforts to try to get this Jumbotron turned on that I've been complaining about this entire commentary. And at this point, I was so fed up that I got up and I left. And I got up for a second, and I came back, and to my fucking amazement, ladies and gentlemen, they turned on the fucking Jumbotron. Hallelujah. I thought, thank God. Thank you, Tony Khan. You were the greatest. We finally got to see what was going on. And at that point, we see Mariah May grabbing a champagne bottle, swinging it at Shirakawa, who ducked it and kicked it out of her hand. And then they both fell off the stage into a table. Whatever, I guess. I wish I would have seen this, because I care about these two people, and I think Mariah May is phenomenal, and I fucking love both of these women. Well, what the fuck? We couldn't see most of it, and by the time that we finally saw it, thank you for at least allowing us to see that. Then the next match starts, and they turn off the fucking Jumbotron. Talk about insulting your audience. You just go from turning it on, everyone is chanting, everyone's happy, And the next match suffers because of it. The next match was Jack Perry, Jungle Boy. I know he's not called anymore. I don't like the guy. And not even because of, oh, he's a heel, I don't like him. I just think the guy is a massive pussy, to be honest with you. Anyways, he was facing Daniel Garcia, who I don't know much about, but my buddy is very into him. And from what I have seen of Daniel Garcia, good wrestler. And at this point, me and my friend, we decide to get up and leave to a different seat. So we move across to the other side of the arena, and we kindly ask one of the ushers there if we can sit in an empty seat, which at that point a lot of the seats were clearing up, and I do believe it was because a lot of the people were leaving because they couldn't see anything. So we went to the other side of the arena where we can see the front ramp where they're playing the video, and we caught the end of the match. Daniel Garcia defeated Jack Perry. Good. Great. Let's move on. And now we're sitting in better seats, so you'll hear me complain less about not being able to see anything now, because thankfully the people at the Prudential Center are very understanding, and they let us move, and they didn't give us much issue about it. The next match was Takeshita versus Ricochet for the, I don't even know, one of the titles. The AEW Intercontinental Championship, I believe. Too many titles in this company, but whatever. Takeshita, he's good. Ricochet, who has joined recently, he's been... Ricochet's a great wrestler, but he's been exposed for not really being a great talker, and I think if they're gonna have him keep going on, just give him someone. Give him Callis. I know Callis is with Takeshita, but just give him someone that can speak for him. Turn him heel, because I don't know. I don't know what you could do with Ricochet. I'm sure someone else does. This match was unnecessarily long. It dragged on. It could have dealt with a few minutes less and maybe a faster pace. The crowd never got involved in this match because at this point we're exhausted. At this point, none of this really matters, and this match just felt like it was just kind of put in here just to have something. I didn't necessarily care for it. The next match, though, Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley. Almighty Bobby Lashley, he's debuting with the Hurt Syndicate, and Bobby is such a fucking animal, man. He's him. He's the definition of him. Swerve Strickland, another person that these are the guys, these are the reasons why I still even tune into AEW. Guys like Swerve Strickland. They're just fun, energetic, and they make me love the business, man. These guys are great. And Bobby, I wish they would have done more with him in WWE, but I hope the Hurt Syndicate can do something cool in AEW. I'm sure they won't, because that's how stables work here in AEW, but that's me being a pessimist, and I'm gonna try to be more positive and say I'm excited to see what's next. The match is good. Great fucking match. I like this match. Yeah, the Hurt Syndicate, they attacked Prince Nana at the end. Not a pop out of me, but got me to start booing them instantly. Don't touch Prince Nana. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a good match. It was fun. And then it was time for the main event. That is AEW World Champion Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy for the AEW World Championship. And you might think, based on my reaction of the Costco guys earlier, that I like wrestlers like Orange Cassidy. I do not. They have a time and a place, and the time and a place is most definitely not in the main event of one of your biggest pay-per-views. I just don't understand it. To me, he's kind of a boring wrestler, and I don't know. I'm just not big on the comedy aspect. And I thought that what they were gonna do, since he is such a beloved person in the company, and if I am remembering correctly, he is their top merch seller, that they would try to brutalize him, and that's what they did. So Moxley busts him open, he makes him fucking bleed, he does all these other things. He makes him drink bleach at a certain point. Yeah, okay. We've seen it before. I just want to know where the hell this John Moxley storyline is going, because right now it just kind of seems like it's just that. There's no big payoff at the end of this. The Death Riders are just coming out and helping Moxley. And maybe it's going to take someone like Kenny Omega to make this storyline really feel more alive, and maybe Omega will be the savior of AEW. That would be something I would love to watch, but we got to get him there first, and I know that there's a long road ahead until we get to see him come back and do this, and I'm just interested in seeing what Moxley does next. This is one of those storylines that AEW has that makes me go, oh look, they're doing something interesting, something fun, something, no, I guess not positive, but something, a good staple is taking over the company, and I want to see what's happening. But normally when it comes to things like this, especially when we talk about the Adam Cole Devil story and MJF's run, and it just all falls flat, kind of like this event did. And I'm hoping that's not the case, but we're gonna have to see. At the end, Darby Allin runs over the truck of the Death Riders in a backstage interview where they turn on the Jumbotron again. Holy shit, we get to see what's going on. I also skipped over Will Nightingale. She came back and she got a great pop from everyone on the floor, and that got caught on the cameras, but we didn't see anything. We couldn't tell who it was, and at that point we were so fucking bored and just tired of it. We just wanted it to be over. I wanted to go home. We got there around 7 p.m. and we left there at 12. Way too long of a show. There needs to be more reason to have a show that's gonna go on that long. Don't make the Ricochet match take so long when half the crowd is at that point leaving or bored. And that is my takeaway from Full Gear this year. My takeaway is that this year they got 10,000 people. If you look back in 2000, I believe 22, they got 12,000 people. And I fully believe when they come back to the Prudential Center, they're gonna have maybe 8,000 or 7,000 people, because it was insulting to the fans. Next time, turn on the Jumbotrons and let us see what's going on. If you alienate half of your audience, then half your audience doesn't return. You need to give people a reason to return other than just seeing these 5-star banger matches like the Osprey match, which, like I said, was great, but also the production needs to be stepped up. At a certain point, you need to understand that these small things is what separates you from WWE. And unfortunately, I think that WWE just does a better job at the production value. And there's no reason why AEW shouldn't have the same production levels as WWE when their owner is a billionaire. These are my takes, and like I said, please let me know what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe, all the YouTuber things. I'm just getting this channel started. We're gonna have more AEW videos. We're gonna have wrestling videos. We're gonna have all types of videos of me complaining and just other content. So please stay tuned. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.